Yeah, so just watching this order block, obviously London low is more than 20 points away. What is that at 912.5? So we did close below it, so I'm watching how you want to hold this up closing range in here. We just tapped into this previous up closing range. I'd like to just see continuation, either displacement we see for value gap, can use that, or even an order block and if your value gap would be nice too. Let's take a look at ES. 15-minute gap up here, tapped into there, started trading back lower. You can see the nice kind of market maker model respecting the order blocks, tapping into it there on ES right here. So I'd like to see that swing low pierced. I didn't look at the Asian range. Okay, Asian range is still good. 12 points below, 8 points below. Came up, wick down into it. I was thinking about running a Q&A session or just a backtesting session, probably both. Q&A session, just an open kind of thing. If you have any questions about any topics, we can cover it there. So that'll probably be this week sometime. I'll take a poll at the end of the stream, someone remind me. And then we'll do a backtesting stream with the time fib stuff, because I know people have been asking about that too. So probably like an hour long. I'll record it, and then if it's all good, I'll send it up on YouTube as well, so you can post that. It'll more just be like we'll be looking at pictures, kind of like that old backtesting stream with the 950 macro that we did. So looking at examples, kind of finding the variance in the examples. So not just the bread and butter cutout easy ones to see. It'll be more of like the difficult ones. Why it either didn't work out, or why it did work out, and why it's kind of harder to see. So hopefully expanding your knowledge on that. I mean, from what we've seen so far, it's been somewhat of a useful tool. So I definitely want to start implementing it a little more. I'm curious actually to see if we'd like to see this swing high not taken, but left there. So break your formation if you look at the 3-minute. High, low, higher, high. So from B to C leg, let's measure this out. -2 all the way down there. Just be watching price. Don't think there's any fair value gap in there. Nothing. But yeah, it's the thing about the time fib is I feel like it is more subjective, and it is based on whatever time frame you're looking at. So breakers on the 1 minute will be smaller than the breakers on the 3-minute, things like that. So definitely got to refine down some rules. Tifo's bias tool kind of wild on the 5-minute. Oh, is that the indicator that he posted yesterday? Yeah, I I saw he posted it, and I was like, after the stream, I was just taking a look at it on Twitter, just kind of going through his description on it. It's kind of crazy. It's using what the 4-hour candle, and that range between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. At the end of the stream, we'll do a review of it. Wait, what is it called? Let's look it up. You remember what it's called? Any cute? We'll start that. Wait for later. So started the 950 macro. I'm waiting for displacement. We are kind of in consolidation here. Preferably if we can displace out below this low. Displace out below that low, maybe form a fair value gap on top of that. Use it to enter short. Already got some nice displacement. Obviously, London low first target past 20 points. Got some more stack liquidity down here. Might be even the fair value gap. Yeah, fair value gap in there. Obviously, the large CPI below that if we want to really get animated lower. Starting to dump off. Got the 5-minute order block as well forming right there. Came up wicked into there. $12. Okay, so just wicked into this order block here. Could use that as an entry. We'll be looking at 20 points. Basically down to that low. Not really liking it too much. Actually, it's not bad. Well, there you go. Yeah, time fib did form a good entry. Nice displacement. Voila. Yeah, nice run up into the order block there. And displace lower. Looking for, yep, 20 points. As usual. Boom. Smash through the London low. Can't ask for much more. Pretty standard stuff, I guess. I don't know really what else to say. Something good all screenshot. Literally just enter it right off that second candle, this one right here. Took it short all the way. Wrote it all the way down. Close it out at 20. Wasn't looking for anything past this just because London low in case we get a bounce out of there. Even for the short term, tracing up, I don't want to be in it. There's a good old 950 macro. I'll send the entire thing once it's done. Let me actually, I haven't sent the previous ones. I'll do that at the end of the day. I need to make a notepad list actually. Let me do that right now. So what do we got on the list? Captain backtest. Take some polls. And then see, this is the retracement I'm talking about. Took out a short-term low, we're tracing back into premium of the dealing range, filling this gap here. So that's also another entry opportunity. But you can see the fair value gaps all the time aren't sometimes the best entry points. Yep, see you later, my man. I'll see you tomorrow. He's just in and out. That's all I really need. But yeah, the fair value gaps sometimes create these later opportunities. So if you can identify the order blocks early on in the macro here, you can really get quick entry and exit. You can see that 20 points quickly. Now normally you'd be looking from 20 from here, which, it's not impossible. I would still like to see it play out. But it's smart to just be, yeah, in and out quickly. Here, let me start the poll today. We can definitely do one today. So I'll do, if everyone's free, either later in, we can either do it like at 2 p.m. or something like that, Eastern Standard Time, or we can do it later in the day if that works best for everyone. So let me do this. Time fib. So one will be this, so we can take a poll like that. So we'll get the response off that, and then we'll take a time poll as well. Let me send a screenshot of this as well. So nice 20 from the order block. Now I got to be careful as well. ES is sweeping, just swept out their relative equal lows in the London session. So another reason why it's probably smart to take it off quickly there in case we just get a slight retracement. Don't want to get stopped out on a profitable trade. $4 p.m. Okay. So I already got the time fit backtesting winning right now. So I'll send another poll right subsequent after that. I'll just reply to it so it's not a huge ping. So we can do 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m. We can do 5, I guess, as well. But no, these are all, I don't know, it's probably going to be like an hour long or so. There you go. So there's the times. I'll just do this. All right, then if you get the chance, put the time that works best for you as well. 10 we'll just use, there's no 10. Oh, there is, perfect. Second stage distribution. Let's take a look. So we got, if you want to look at this as a buy side sweep, we got low risk, second stage. Actually, no, we're not going to consider this. We'll just consider this buy side sweep. So we have maybe what, low risk here, first stage, since we're filling the breaker, so that would be low risk, first stage. Or maybe this is your second stage, since we close below first stage, second stage here. It's hard to tell. I'm not expecting a reversal. We don't have that V shape. You would either need to sweep another sweep of the lows down here, or a quick V shape. So those reversals really have a very similar kind of price action where you can spot a quick reversal like here. You either have that breaker formation, right? Now, typically it's 3 really easy ones to spot. You have relative equal highs or lows, and it sweeps it out and comes back down. You have this V shape where it's a very quick run up and then very quick run down, like where smart money just transacting orders and just dipping it. There's typically either a BPR on the top or an inversion fair value gap really close to the smart money reversal point, and the last one would just be the breaker formation. So here we have, right, we have quick 2 candles that run up, sweep it out, 1 or 2 candles that just sweep all the way back down, kind of creating probably a BPR here on the lower time frame. Okay, so all those high probability reversals will all kind of have that same exact kind of price action. You probably could find this tons of different times. Here you have quick, right? This one's not as clean, and you can see we didn't really sweep the sell stops. There's no inversion fair value gap at the top, so we're not going to use that. But if you find like a really nice, I think yesterday there was a nice one. Yeah, here we go. Here's yesterday's price action. We had a nice market maker sell model and a buy model right after that. So relative equal highs here, pierce it again. This also, you're not going to look at this as a buy side sweep because it's outside of the kill zone, right? This is at 107. Then right at here, you have 132. That's your start of your PM session. So valid reversal opportunity. You can see so relative equal highs, and you can see the one up closing candle, and then the second one down closing all the way through that run up there, creating the breaker, right? Here again, you have an inversion fair value gap that's really close to the smart money reversal point. You can see that same exact kind of V shape, right? Inversion gap, quickly running up through the breaker, confirming that as a breaker, right? So this is your last up closing candle for the move lower. So if we were to retest it, you want to see it reject price. We create the inversion gap, close really aggressively through, and you can see once we close above it, price just wicks down, and then we shoot off it again. So if you want high probability reversals, that's kind of your image of each. I think there's a Q&A post as well on that. Reversals and price. Probably something in there. I'm trying to scroll around and look. Anyways, so we're filling majority of this gap. Watch the fractal market maker slow model in here. Just took out the short-term buy side. So 15,893 still on deck. Closing bearishly, so would like to see this swing high left intact. So if you wanted to trail your stop loss, especially if you can close below this up closing candle. Nice tiny reversal right in there, sweeping out the internal range. Buy side. So that's not a deep enough closure below there. So I wouldn't put the stop loss here yet. So if this candle can close bearishly, then I would trail the stop. But return into premium. Right there. Right. Internal range buy side. Parent dealing range premium. And external range expansion is now expected. Watch where this candle closes. If you can close below here too, that's great. I'd like to see that as used as an order block. Already waked up into it once. Still not getting that deeper closure past the 10 a.m. candle. So watching this candle if we want to stay within this order block. Preferably candle body still placed below. See that we're kind of climbing up. See if there's anything else. YM doing its own thing. Yes. This, like, see how here, we didn't confirm the breaker yet, but that looks kind of similar to a reversal, right? Let me do something actually. Okay, now we got to be careful. It looks to me almost. I mean, we didn't confirm it yet, but entry point given. Got to be careful of a potential reversal. Let's look at the 5 minute. 5 minute, we're digging into something. Can't tell. Swept out the short-term liquidity under 2 a.m. Why does that not sound right? Oh, we did. Okay. So we got to be careful now of reversal. I would say trail stops tightly if you're still in. 950 short, or just close out if you're already in profit. Let's see. Filling the 5 minute gap as well. Take a look at the 5. Fill this 5 minute gap. 3 minute gap as well. So I got to be careful. We're still kind of closing below the order block. Definitely difficult to tell. I'm watching ES here as well. For in this expansion leg, you'd like to see the bullish order blocks hold, which looks like it's holding so far. If you can close above this range and the breaker, really will be a quick expansion up. Okay, probably won't return below 15 or 4, 5, 2, 1, right around here. Right, we have an order block, breaker. Then if you form a fair value gap in this quick expansion up, that should all support price. Okay, so you won't see a return below here. Quick expansion up. Looking for a premium array, which we do have the AM high. And then 50% of this wick, I guess you could use as well as a target. 0.5. So take a look at NQ now, starting to pop up through the order block. So that's what I was kind of scared of. As such, so take a look at ES. So now we've really confirmed that breaker. It's kind of magic, isn't it? Took out the swing high right between that liquidity level. Tapping to this premium order block here. Made your retracement. Watch this as well. So order block, breaker, tapping back into the breaker here. So the fair value gap right there. So from the fair value gap, we got the breaker over here, order block, fair value gap. That should really, really hold price up. You see an IO fed onto it. Nice, probably a unicorn setup. Immediate rebalance there. We got a tiny volume bounce here as well. Now, if you take a look at NQ, these are still kind of relatively equal, especially with the 939 run up here. Well, wicked it out by like a tick. So we could come all the way back up, potentially sweep those out again. Watching these relative equal highs here. If you take premium to discount, let's look. So first would be up here, back basically up into this 5-minute order block. Just fill the entire 5-minute gap, wicking back lower, using this as inversion. So I'd like to see its support price now. Let's look at ES. So ES just wicked into the breaker again, right here. So see how we're getting no really retracement down past 45.21. Quick expansion up, usually using all these order blocks. So I'd like to see this order block hold. Just dug up further into premium there. Watching the New York high. And Q still kind of wicking off this IFVG. We'll like to see a reversal until the Asia lows are taken. Yeah, I agree. I'm not really liking just like a reversal because the buy side are relatively equal, since we do have the downside target right here. But at the same time, ES also did sweep out relative equal lows. Didn't come down and take out the Asian range, but breaker formation using the breaker here. So even for the short term, we could see reversal up to the New York high. But just watching it, obviously outside of time. So we're outside of the kill zone. Sorry, not the kill zone, the macro here. So I'll be waiting for 10:30 now. Let's put an alarm actually on ES. I want to see when this takes it out. Yeah, it looks like it may run up for this, just into premium of this range. Yesterday's new day opening gap also come into play below Asian lows. Even today's, we still got a little bit left. Oh, you're talking about this gap. I see, I see. Yeah, tiny bit right there. Came down and filled most of it. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart. Came down, swept this out, wicked it through multiple times. We're still filling this 5-minute gap. So watch where the candle bodies are placed. If you place one above this, start continuing up. You already got wicks above it. But if you see the candle body really close bullishly, then look for a retest of this 5-minute order block potentially. Looks to me like a high resistance liquidity run. A lot of sell side accumulating. Very rough price action. Just upper trace, upper trace, upper trace. Like we saw 2 days ago. It's all accumulation on the 3-minute. So you just gotta wait. Curious to see. We'll take that as a screenshot. Add it to the books. Yesterday's PM session one was just absolutely beautiful. Got a nice 2022 model there. Clear breaker formation. In line with the fair value gap. And then we dipped all the way past the New York lunch. Right between -2 and -2.5. That was just probably the best example you could find. Sniped it. Yeah, that one was so nice. I feel like those PM sessions definitely on CPI are better. I know yesterday's morning session was pretty rough, but then if you look back at the PM session, clear market maker models everywhere. Even after, we'll say, even after 12, like nice kind of run up here. This is choppy, but start of the PM session, nice 2022. Market maker buy model, really quick with the breaker formation forming. And then we have another breaker up here. Inversion order blocks holding price, popping out through the new highs. Even the PM macro here wasn't terrible. Almost a 2022 model. Filling the fair value gap up here. And then trading back lower with the close down into the discount of the dealing range, right from high to low, right down into there. Good 40-ish points. Trading up through the IFEG now. Still looking for, we're tapping off this premium PD right here. Still looking for a run up through there, up into at least maybe this 5-minute order block again. Got kind of relatively equal highs here. Just found out you can actually, let me remove this. So watch these swing highs short term. Okay, I just typed that up. What was I saying? Oh yeah, you can apparently add emojis to your lines now. So if I want a nice turtle soup, a nice little turtle there. I don't know, I thought that was cool. Climbing up, like to see this used as order block. Got a tiny fair value gap there as well. Should help support price. Let's take a look at ES. ES climbing up beautifully. Look at the old buying there, holding as well. Close above the breaker. That's just precision, right? Close above the breaker, and then it's considered technically old buying. So you want to draw that line out. Candle body staying perfectly above it. Wicking down into that could all be buys. Boom, shoots off it. Good 5 points. Now looking for the buy side. Past that, don't know where exactly you'd want to climb. Let's take actually the fib and drop this. Whoops. -2 to -2.5. Fantastic. Oh my gosh. Was that right on -4? Alright, that's gotta be another screenshot there. Well, add that to the books. There's your New York AM high. Let me actually draw this out. There you go. That's precision. Oh. Yeah, we could. I'm watching for a potential dump here after he just took the highs. There's a lot of SMT, I agree. Perfect. Breaker, reversal, entry, another climb taking out premium, and then boom, right up at 4, -4 standard deviations into the -2 to -2.5 range. Candle buys respecting that -2.5 for, I think perfectly, right? What was that? 4530.75? Close 4530.75. Yeah, nice. Can remove this stuff. Good enough. Yeah, so watch the SMT here. Obviously, we just took out the AM high on ES, and a lot of SMT there between NQ. Really want to sell indices today. Yeah, I agree. I've been wanting to sell indices for a while. These, look at this hourly chart. This is just mad. But yeah, I agree. But Wednesday, what is that, a Wednesday reversal profile? I haven't seen that in a minute. Trading up into the 5-minute order block. Watching if we want to climb up into there. Like that. 10 minutes till the 10:30 macro. Will be looking at the 5-minute as well for reference points. High resistance liquidity run. Still watching this buy up here. Got close to it. Did it tap into the 5-minute? Tapped into the wick. Another thing about the order blocks, on the higher time frames, wicks are important because if you look at a breaker on the 5-minute, it's going to include like this. See, so let's look at this down close, last down closing candle. See how it includes kind of a range of candles. So that's something else to be mindful of. Bring back lower. We'll see what we want to do. It's not really any clear setup going to 10:30. Let me screenshot this actually. Got an order block here. There's your 5-minute order block tap. Looking for the buy side. Just as a short term. You should be climbing up. Yeah. There you go. Short term buy side done and dusted. Send a screenshot of that to predictions. So now, if this high is still left intact, we start to reverse. That would be a good sign that SMT divergence will be in play, and we can use that to look at going short. 5-minute sibi, bit deeper into the 5-minute negative order block with SMT, I think would be nice. Yeah, I agree. If we can form some sort of break in market structure, especially since we just tapped into premium there, right? In premium, within the 5-minute breaker, SMT divergence as well. That's a lot of things that are pairing up. So we just need to see really a clean. Let me remove some of this. That's good enough, right? Need to see a clean reversal, clean trade through these bullish order blocks here. I would prefer if we can kind of just accumulate here, see another sweep of the buy stops, and then trade back lower. So something like this. Due to swing up, breaker formation in there, trade up into it, and then we can look forward taking shorts. See all of the sell stops that are accumulating up here. Really no proper sweep except this low. Did sweep between these couple consecutive ones, but low, 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 you know, consecutively. Yeah, the 15-second chart I'm sure is just crazy right now. This is definitely a relative equal high there on 15-second. Also is inside the 1-minute breaker on NQ as well. 9:36 a.m. candle. Yeah, the breakers. Oh, breaker. Oh yeah, this tiny one. Oh, I didn't even see that. That is true. So high, low, higher, high. This down closing candle. Draw that out. Discount and tapping into it. Still a lot of this 15-minute gap here to fill in. We just barely wicked up into it. So if we want to come up and fill the majority of this gap, maybe tap into the breaker there, the candle body. That's also a potential. Yeah, still steady climbing. Watching the rejection block up in here. So right up there. Obviously 50% of the rejection block as well. And then the buy side all the way at the 830. Now with a run up like this, that seems like it confirms the 50% rule. So buy side all the way up here could be a potential target. Send me a screenshot of this too. Predictions. Already climbing up aggressively. So NQ, I don't know if it will bounce. I'd like to see the AM high taken. So it might happen. I don't think we'll get any bounce out of here. If you look at the 3-minute up here, nice climb up as well. Past 50%. I don't think So we're already within 50 there. Could see a climb all the way up into the buy side. This swing high. Just slowly climbing up. If we can get a continuation entry for 1030, that'd be nice. So SMT is going to go away. Let's take a look at DXY. Dropping off. We have the AM low and target. More gaps over here with the 830 news. Put an alarm there. YM climbing up as well. Taking out their SMT at the highs. So we got to watch that. So taking out the buy side, we have SMT at the highs here. If we sweep it out and start trading back lower, it's strong SMT between the indices there, right? So if you look at YM climbing up aggressively, weaker, even weaker. Still need DXY to drop off though, if you want to see stronger price action. Oil inventories here in 2 minutes, so if you're trading oil, something to be mindful of. Let's see if there's any higher time frame objectives. Okay. So 3-minute gap right there. Also a tiny 2-minute. 1 minute is just the order block. So watch how we respect this. If we can close bullishly, start climbing up, you could look at entering between 10:30 and 10:45. 5-minute market structure is also important after that 10:30 candle closes. I'm also interested in that Captain backtest thing. Remove one of these. I shall do it later. Tapping into this order block here. Still SMT divergence up here. So I'm watching this. Yes, just barely missed their target. And there's NQ dropping off. We are dipping into discount. Right there. Tiny breaker formation. Now we just gotta see if this old selling wants to continue. So a lot of stack liquidity to the sell side. Need to see if this old selling here. Actually, I like this one better. The reason I'm using this one is we did tap into it right there. This one did not really tap into the wick of it. I was gonna say we did tap into it, but use this as a bullish order block, so we close below. I like to see it used as a bearish one now. So watch where this candle closes, tapping into the 3-minute gap again. Close below it, so should see it used as inversion. Need a couple more candles here to give us some proper bias. So close back below. I'm liking shorts here. Let me send that to predictions as well. Oh, nice. So close below the old selling. I'm looking at the sell side now. Obviously Asian range low is still in the crosshairs. Filling a tiny gap here in premium. Sorry, in discount. So I'm watching this gap. But with how aggressive we are, tapping to the 3-minute inversion gap, closing below the old selling, continues to dump off aggressively. I'm liking what we're doing so far. So Asian range low is at 15,893. That would be the target past the short-term sell side, obviously the 20 points as well. Then is the order block, so 20, something like that. Oh, that's just nice. So obviously sell side down here. Send a screenshot. So SMT came up into the midpoint of that breaker on the 1 minute. Turning back lower, let's look at ES. Nice. So watch this order block. Could use that as an entry point if you're comfortable with taking shorts. And if you like the market structure. Order block, would like to see it respected. We'll watch to see. Put an alarm up here. Make sure it doesn't climb. Watch this NQ 1 minute gap here. Sorry, sibi. We're filling this 1 minute gap lower in discount. And the 3 minute order block. I don't know. It's not really super clean anymore. We like to see, we got to see which one holds up. If we can hold this 3 minute order block and the bisi, then look for upside. But if we hold this sibi and continue to trade back lower, then it's a good sign that the sell side is in target. Watch this order block here as well. There's DXY dropping lower. Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about sells. Indices and DXY dropping off. Let's see. Let's just keep a watch on DXY. Continues to drop off there. I don't know how I feel. Let me see how we close within the sibi. Put the 50% line on. So closing above 50% there. Tapping into the order block, but off the 3 minute gap. And the order block there on the 3. Sorry, the 1 minute gap and the 3 minute order block. We're seeing some reaction off of it. But this first leg lower did break below 50%. So it's kind of giving mixed signals. So tapping into 3 minute bullish order block, 1 minute bisi, but also dipped lower with SMT at the highs. And aggressively broke past 50%. Trade up into the order block there. DXY is still dropping off. So taking shorts is kind of risky, I think. Indices aren't lined up. Closing very bullishly in this sibi here. Still respecting the 3-minute order block. And there's ES starting to climb up. So be watching shorts here. Or sorry, not watching shorts. I don't like shorts. Probably could see another climb up, especially if DXY can continue to dump off. Filling a tiny gap there. 5-minute for value gap as well. So I'd like to see how we use this sibi now. Let's take a look at CL. I'm sure that, yep, there's your good old oil inventories. Cannaby still holding this 1-minute order block. YM didn't sweep out their buy side yet. Yes, disrespecting the bearish order block there, closing all the way through the top end. Like to see its support price now. We have volume balances in here. Same thing with NQ. Let me actually clean up this NQ chart. This. Actually, we'll keep that on. Starting to trade back lower after tapping up the order block. It's just very rough price action. I'm not really liking any trade idea in here at all. YM looks a mess. Yeah, this thing is. Oh, their paper trading just go down. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know what the heck this is. Look at the 5-minute chart. So indices really are not aligned at all. DXY is dropping off. We're not seeing upward movement on NQ at all. So there's nothing in here. This is something you want to stay away from. I feel like if you were to just take a signal or take any trades in here, this is just luck. I don't think there's any bullish indication. I don't think there's any bearish indication. The only bullish indication is that 3-minute order block. If we can confirm it after, if we can close above here and use that as a bullish order block, that would be one thing. Starting to get some alignment. Yeah, cleaner macros occur when all things align. 15-minute rejection block on NQ. Right down here. That is true. Climbing up there, so I'll be watching for the SMT to be broken. Let me take out the buy side again. But yeah, there's really nothing. I'm looking for 1050 macro to potentially play out. So if we look at the 5-minute, using the opening range between 9:30 and 10:30. Can see, I mean, relative equal highs up here, but reference points, tapped into the order block. Really nothing much else. Do have a fair value gap right here we're forming. So watch how we use this. What even is this? 3-minute gap? Yeah, 3-minute gap. Cutting through the candles there. 1-minute gap also that overlaps on top of it. Start to clear this up. That should also support price as we push higher. So watch how we should only IO head into this gap. I want to see this use as breakaway. You have accumulation in here, left it. So preferably this is a breakaway gap. Only filling about 50% of it at max. Do have an order block down here too, though, that may disrespect that idea. If you want to fill further than 50% tap into that order block, that would also be fine. We put the middle line on this. Tapping right off 50% there. Yeah, today is definitely a hard market to enter on. Very high resistance liquidity runs, reversing, tapping very deep into discount, trading back up, things like that. So watch how we tap off this order block. Candlewise respecting 50% there. Climb back up. So first partial, if you were looking at buys in this scenario, up here, buy side. This swing high I'm also liking. Tiny for value gap right up in there. This is a 15-minute gap, by the way. Nice trading up. Watch this to be used as a bullish order block in the process. Could use that either for the 1050 macro or just entering off if we see another entry here. So there's your 1045 end. Definitely a harder one to enter on. Let me actually screenshot the 950 macro here. Put that in macro view, and then I'll send. Actually, I'll send both that. That's your 950 macro and 1030. So if we can close above it, I'd like to see that use this order block. Actually, should be a propulsion block, right? You have your down closing range here, another down closing range. So I should see speed up until this swing high. Obviously the buy side too. Tip at 5-minute. 5-minute as well. If we can close above 15,954, that's a nice bullish order block as well. Should see expansion here. That's what I'm favoring. Let's take a look at the poll. So looks like time fib backtesting stream for today is winning, and 4 p.m. also if that works. So that'll most likely be recorded. So if you miss it, don't freak out about it. I'll post it up on YouTube. So here we close above it, tap into the order block. I'd like to see it used now. Candle buys respecting the premium end of there. Now I want to see speed up to this high on the buy side. Looking good. Now it's that 5-minute overblock as well. If we can close above, sorry, the 15-minute here. Let's look at the 5-minute. There we go. This one. Nice speed. Look for the buy side. Another order block right there. Watch this down closing candle as well. Filled a tiny gap there, that's what we kind of projected. I don't see any breaker formation in here that we can really draw fib from. I mean, even look here, like if you were to look at a lower time frame, this would be probably a breaker, right? If we were to consider that as a swing low. By the way, here comes your buy side. Entry point given, probably right here on the lower time frames, and then right at -4, we got that pop up randomly. You know, this quick acceleration just on a 940 or 1040 candle. I don't know. It's just something to watch for. Here's your buy side liquidity. About to be ran through. Let's see it. So was that 5-minute order block? Let's go back to the 5, confirming it there. So I would like to see the rest of AM session start to climb up. If we can take out this swing high up here, that'd be nice. Even up to the rejection block up here. The candle body swing high. A lot of inefficient prices up in here. Probably need to revisit. And here comes the short-term buy side, please. 1050 macro as well. So watch for retracement after we get this. There we go. So starting to expand. Actually decent price action after we got that rejection down here. This was kind of hard to see if we wanted to fill this gap, but once we climbed above it, after 1040 was decently clean in my opinion, right? Breakaway gap, held 50%, pretty good. Came down, didn't even tap into the order block there. Climbed above the order block, used that. Climbed above this order block, used that. So pretty solid price action if you ask me. Now I'm looking for a cut through these candles and for it to make it jagged. So I don't want to just see a tap of this buy side and we reject. I want to see it really smash through, probably at least up to 15,976. We are within macro time, so you could see a retracement though after we touch this. If we can just pop it through this with this candle, it'd be nice though. There we go. Perfect. So I'll take a screenshot of that trade really quick. Pretty solid stuff if you ask me. Let me find the screenshot. There we go. So entered right off that top of this breakaway gap and the order block there. So there's your, what, see how I made it jagged up to 76, right? We pierced it, smashed it through, and then now starting to reject. So that's kind of expected during the 1050 macro that we see some sort of retracement, but I'll send the screenshot. So entered 3 off of the I saw this climb up, entered there, entered the last one on this down closing candle and popped up there. So late 10:30, I would say just kind of a silver bullet entry model. 45 seconds too late. Have you tried with the mitigation blocks as well as the breakers? I have not. I assume it doesn't work with mitigation blocks just because breaker blocks, you see that sweep of liquidity, right? So if you want to see that manipulation phase, which is basically what you're measuring, manipulation phase, and then it's how far that manipulation phase is expected to produce. So I would assume it doesn't work with mitigation, but I would also just, we can backtest it today for sure. Done for the day. Solid. Yeah, being patient does pay off. If you don't like price action, right, it's just you just sit there and you wait. We got a nice rejection off here, and the market structure started to form after we literally said there's nothing in there that we like to trade. Then just wait it out and got a nice clean setup there with the kind of late right there. What 10:43, still within the macro time, but all good. Oh, Turbo got in there too. First order block and the second. Yes, sir. That was probably the cleanest trade, I think, all day. Even the 950 macro, I think, was cleaner than that. Silver Bullet could also be considered 2022 model. Super London lows. Yeah, that is true. If you want to see this as a very deep retracement into discount after we took out a premium target. So this run up here. So if you want to see this is 2022, we trade back lower into London, break up through this inversion gap at the bottom. You can see once we closed through it, we really did not close back below 50%, right? We'll keep this as bisi here. We mark out 50% as well. So we closed up through it. We started respecting the 50% line, traded all the way up. Now this here, this rejection was with ES, right? So if you take a look at ES, ES just ran out their highs. We reject back into discount of the dealing range, right? So that's expected. And then on NQ, we're just dipping lower, filling the gap here. We waited for DXY to show some weakness. But that's kind of what those alarms are used for. So if you don't have multiple screens, just put alarms on DXY or ES, whatever you may use. Then when it starts dropping off like this, you can actually get a good indication that it wants to follow through on the indices. But dipped in discount far, using time obviously. So in between, right, 10:10 and 10:30, there's really nothing in here you want to be trading. Right, if you were to go long, definitely got stopped out with the move down. But between 10:30, we see nice rejection off the 1 minute gap and the 3 minute order block. Start trading back up. But you can see even this inversion gap was still respected, right? Candle buys closing above it. And now we're kind of just chopping around here for the 1050 macro. So I'll send that to predictions chat as well. Oh, let me actually screenshot this first. Yeah, so I'm going to be done for the day. I'm not going to be taking a trade here even if this 1050 macro plays out. Still looking for the 1 minute sibi. Which one? Oh, this tiny one up here. Yeah, I like that too. Probably will catch some heat, I think, for the short term. Where's the stop at? Was that mean threshold of the order block? Right down there. I think this is pretty good stop placement, right? It's within discount. Oh yeah. Break even. Okay, sweet. Yeah, don't be too upset if you missed it. It was definitely difficult to see, a difficult day. I only saw it like basically as soon as it was happening. It wasn't called before. So yeah, rest of the week, plenty of opportunities, nothing to get worried about. Today is definitely difficult. Today and yesterday, very difficult markets. Um, yeah, we can look at tomorrow. Hopefully it's better. Today is Wednesday, right? I believe, yeah. Hey, just screenshot it. So then screenshot and annotate it. So annotate it on the chart, screenshot it, then it's already in your pseudo memory. So if you see it again, you know exactly what to do. Yeah, yesterday was bad. I agree. PM session was clean. You smashed it. That was just beautiful. Both sides of the chart. So watch our return into discount now of dealing range after we take out a partial. Yeah, and turbo is right where this 1 minute gap up here is of interest to me. We're still filling this 15-minute gap. Make the 15-minute chart really quick. So dug up further into the 15-minute right there. Also why we're rejecting, right? Watch this down closing candle as well as this. So both these, nice propulsion block there. Watch the sibi here too. Take a look at ES. There we go. There's ES target ran through. Filling some of the rejection block. We didn't get up to 50% of it. Let me screenshot this as well. I don't know how anyone trades this, personally. This trading YM has got to be the most infuriating thing ever. Like, people will strictly trade US 30, and I don't know how you do it. The price action here is it's very rough. It doesn't really line up with NQ or ES that much. I mean, to each their own, but this, I mean, the precision here on YM isn't um, nearly as clean as NQ and ES. It's the Rebel. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, there's obviously days where YM is just way cleaner than the other two. Those are like the flukes. Because when YM is clean, it typically just respects all the PD arrays and just sends it. But like most days, like 5 out of 6 days, it's not the best. Here's your buy side liquidity ran out. I'm still waiting for this to be ran out, and then we can maybe see a rejection on the under indices. CL dumping off after we got that oil inventories there. Watch this sibi in the New York low. Filling this gap here. Most people I know only trade YM mainly using retail strategies. Yeah, it probably is one of those. I mean, take a look at the daily on YM or even the hourly. Like if you look at those higher time frames, we're just stuck in a range, typically, even on the 15-minute chart sometimes. So I'm sure support and demand will apply on those. There's your buy side ran out on YM. Still looking for probably climb up above it a little bit further. Don't want to just see it relatively equal. 15-minute power of 3. Yeah, true. That is true. Tap into this 15-minute order block as well. So watch the 5-minute and the 15-minute order block there. 5-minute order block. Just tapped into it there. So I'm still expecting bullish price action. Watching this gap. Gun to my head, that's what I'm favoring. Was down 1.5% on 2 losses, then in 3% on 2 buy entries. Nice. Does that pass the account? I know yesterday you were, well, like 1% away or something like that. Earlier in this week you were 1% away. It's got to be close. 1 minute sibi still holding an NQ. Which one? Oh yeah, this one right here. I would like to see it just fill through and use it as support as we pop up through the AM high again. Especially if we can get some speed right here. That would be nice. But yeah, tapping into the 15-minute order block there, 5-minute order block as well with this run lower. So into discount. Might even be discount of this. Yeah, it is. No clear breaker formations, so I'm not going to use time fib. Here you go. Never mind. Need less than 200 bucks. Sweet. So I can get that probably the rest of this week, right? Past that account. Solid stuff. Good 10 points on NQ. Ah, I see. Gotta get the fresh cut. Watch that 5-minute order block and the 5-minute bisi as well. So not too interested in the rest of the price action here. Just not really. I mean, I'm still favoring buy side, or not the buy side. Yeah, this short-term buy side and then the gap up here. But I mean, you could see a further retracement, so I'm not gonna request a whole lot, especially since YM just took out their buy side on the higher time frame. Yes, trading up to the rejection block there, and we're kind of chopping around. Watch this sell liquidity down here. Trading back lower after filling that. So I think we'll end the stream there. If there's anything later in the PM session or in the AM session that's of interest to me, I'll make sure to send it out. So if you didn't already, take a look at the poll thing, the poll chat, and then place your vote on whatever. We'll still do both of those. So if you voted for the Q&A session, we'll still do that later this week or maybe on the weekend. Whatever works best. Oh yeah, Saturday is also an option. So if Saturday's everyone's free on Saturday, then we can do that. So yeah, if you have any questions or want backtesting data, feel free to shoot me a DM. As always, I appreciate you guys for joining and spending your morning with me. Take care the rest of the day. Stay safe. Use proper risk management rules. And I will see you guys then. Peace.